The following is paid programming and is operated and produced independently. The current views and opinions expressed belong solely to their operators and do not represent the views or opinions of Family Flavors, the Slide WBN Inc., its affiliates, its sister companies, or respective companies which these individuals are affiliated or have been previously affiliated. The program's participants' opinions and content are based upon information they consider reliable, but neither Family Flavors, the Slide WBN Inc., nor its affiliates warrant its completeness or accuracy, and it should not be considered as such. All rights to the media broadcasted on this platform belong solely to the copyright owners of said media. Family Flavors, the Slide WBN Inc., and its affiliates do not make claims to own the media broadcasted on our network.
Hello, people out there. We have a very special event here right now. This is Titus with Glow Growth and Development. Hey, and we're live on Facebook as well?
Yeah, we're live here.
Nice. Hello, everybody on Haley's phone.
Hey, guys.
Hello. So anyway, when magic and miracles happen, things like this occur. And Haley and I were talking earlier about miracles happening in your life on a regular consistency. And so who here wants more miracles in their life, right? I do, because I like them, right? Because you can bring good things into your life. And so I know we have quite the conversation ahead of us, Miss Haley.
Yeah, Titus, I think you have the key word there, is that you can bring them into your life. You can have magic and miracles in your life intentionally.
I know that. Do you know that?
You know that. I know that.
Do they know that?
Well, I guess we're here to share the news.
That's right. Share the news. So we have some good news, people. Sit back, relax for a second, pay attention, learn something, see what the lesson is that you can pull from this conversation. I'm sure we're going to be touching on several different subjects, several topics. And I know it's going to be a blessing. It's going to be a benefit. There's just something that you're going to be able to pull from this that will make your life better. So hang out with us for a little bit. Grab a notepad. Capture those thoughts. And yeah, let's go. Miss Haley.
All right, yeah. I'm ready to bring some nuggets.
Sweet. We were just talking as we were getting started here about breath work and how important breath work was. So, yes, couple breaths, relax, get centered.
Yeah, we got the center here.
Yes, see? Boom!
Yeah.
Great.
You gotta live a little enlightened.
Yes. I had this thought, I had this thought recently because it's been an awareness for me because I grew up trying to live such a perfect life, right? The way I grew up was to be perfect, and not necessarily capable of being perfect, but to act as perfect as possible, which isn't possible, and it really sucks to live inside of that. So I've determined to be human is ugly, stinky, and so on and so forth. So I'm going to live ugly, stinky, and human.
Yeah, it's almost like also trying to reach that expectation of perfection. It almost puts a limit on you because you're never going to reach it. So it's almost very limiting to try to reach perfection.
Yes. And as somebody that is quite in tune with the spiritual world, now when you tap in and you go into that realm, now I see myself, my spirit and soul as perfect.
Yeah, exactly. Because you are enough exactly as you are. You don't have to strive. And then when you try to strive, that's when you bring the lack right into your life, because it's acting as if you don't have that.
So
you're closing the gap immediately by being enough right now in this present moment.
The word she used was strive. So I'm going to pull out my notebook pen because I'm not stupid and I take notes. So, okay, the word she used was strive. Abraham Hicks talks about when you're manifesting something, we have the ingredients. We have like the vision or the mindset of it. We add the emotion and the visualization of it. She goes, and then why do you add the resistance to the bowl of ingredients? You used the word strive. Why do people do that? Why do you think?
Well, the example that immediately comes to my mind is people are so focused on their physical, tangible realities that they cannot accept something and have that belief in their minds first to bring it into their physical reality. They so badly want to be able to grasp it in their physical reality first. So because they have it backwards, that's what causes the immediate resistance, because it's contradictory. So once you have that conflict, you have that resistance, and that's when people get stuck and stagnant. But as soon as you accept it now, in your mind first, it is now, that's when you immediately close the gap.
So Miss
Bring it
Haley
to
is a
reality.
freaking badass. I'm just gonna say it. I'm gonna put it out there. So, yes,
Oh,
awesome.
thank you.
Yes, awesome. So, okay, you said we're focused on the physical, and I've said this in the past, right? The world that you see is like 5-10% of this, and I
Right.
said I dabble and I play in the 90%.
Yeah.
What does that mean to you?
That's probably where you're getting into like your interdimensional living. So you're out of the 3D and you're above the 4D. And once you get into the 5D living and beyond, depending on where your level of consciousness lies, when you play in that realm, that's when you can really use your mind and the power of your mind to its full potential. Because that's where so much of our existence lies, is beyond this 3D tangible space that we're all so conditioned into believing is the reality and is the truth. And once you go beyond that and you start playing in this other space, that's when you can make really anything possible and anything happen in your physical reality, because our 3D is governed by our 5D living. So reaching that far is gonna bring it in faster into your 3D living.
Boom. Boom. Okay, so I'm going to share something with you.
All right.
Over the last, so my date, right, I say I discovered my heart October 2018. So we're sitting on like 4 years now. In February of 2020, I joined a Thinking into Results Bob Proctor program and really changed my life. In that program, they ask, what are your C-type goals? Right? What are your just way out there crazy goals? And I would have answers, like I was talking to you about my vision board, my dream board with the boats and the cars and the different levels. So I would have these different things, but I never felt a deep connection with a C-type goal.
Mm.
This morning in worship, I got my C-type goal.
That's beautiful.
Yes. Would you like to hear what that C-type goal is?
Yes.
$30 million to Uganda, and to put the Glow Center in Uganda. So, putting it out there.
Yeah. And what are you going to do there?
Change the world.
Change the world.
Change, make an impact in the world.
Yeah. What are you starting with?
What am I
Hearts,
starting
minds.
with? No, you start with a decision. That's step
Decision.
one. Yes, you make a decision. That is the first step to manifesting things. You make the decision. This is getting done. Right? So you make the
Yeah.
decision. That's step one. The emotion is something that you add. Right? The
Yeah.
emotion, because that's the secret ingredient. And number two is the visualization. So you have the picture and something to visualize. And with those three things right there, a decision, something to visualize or focus on, and the emotion.
Yeah. So how much do you use like auto-suggestion in your ingredients list there?
I'm open to suggestions, tell me.
Auto-suggestion. Okay, so auto-suggestion, I don't know if I want to call it a theory because it's been proven. in the
Right, so
minds of
it's
some of
it's
the
a law.
most
Yeah, okay.
elite men in the world. It's where you program and imprint your subconscious mind so that all of your creating power is coming from there. So you don't have to do so much of the physical action in the physical world. but you use the power of your subconscious mind by auto-suggestion imprintation, pictures, like you say, saying things to yourself, but then releasing it and letting it go and almost forgetting about it. You have to be very dismissive and then just watch it show up in your world one day as you move through the physical. It's really beautiful happening. But once you can master that,
Boom.
and
Love
put
that
that subconscious mind, really put it to work for
Yes.
you.
Yes. You're
It's
unstoppable.
just so much less effort. It's
Boom.
almost effortless.
Preach,
then you
girl.
have to keep, you have to keep like moving and working.
Yeah,
and
it's an
going in your
exercise.
life. You still
Yeah.
have to keep living. You
Yes.
can't just sit there. You still have to
Well, you know
connect
what?
it.
For me, recently living has been good. And the
Yeah.
part about, yes, because I get to intermingle with more people. And by intermingling, then I get to make an impact in their world.
Yeah.
Or possibly anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So what we are just talking about, as far as manifesting and the decision and the auto suggestion, this is powerful stuff. I mean, if somebody were to, if I were to charge for this class and the information I'm giving right now, easily $1,000 a seat. And you guys are getting it right now. So watch the replay. Tell Miss Haley thank you for going live.
All right, just so all of you know, I was harangued into this. All right, I was set up, total impromptu, but we came to rock it. So
Yes.
what do you got, Titus? What do you got for me?
Theta
Yeah.
state. How quickly can you get to theta state? So, okay, I've had conversations. Okay, I've been on a journey, right? A Cambo journey,
What is Cambo?
frog medicine.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and so in this conversation recently, we were talking about doing the work, like you and I were just talking about doing the work, and getting out of this 5% world and operating in the 85 to 90% world.
Yeah.
Okay? And using journeys to do that. So anyway, they asked me, why do you have to go on a journey to go to get out of body? And I'm like, you don't. Once you learn how to do that, once you start figuring that out, you can more quickly get into that theta state.
Mm.
And theta state is where you are less conscious and more in the subconscious. Right? So,
Yep, it's that dreamlike state.
yeah.
It's when your brain waves go into that lower vibrational state,
Yes.
and that's what really, really brings things in fast. It's like the cream of the crop of the brain waves you want to be in when you want something to show up beautifully in your life, magically.
So if somebody wanted to hire you for $10,000 to manifest something or to help them manifest something into their life, how would they reach you? How would they find you?
Reach me.
Yes.
Well, I am live on my Facebook page right now. You can follow me.
Okay. We're also on the slide page recording.
Cool.
So
Yep.
find Miss Haley if you so desire, and she can definitely talk to you about how you can change your own world, right? That's one of the things that, right? Because it's
I
not
love
you,
that.
right?
Yeah, you can, because you can change your own world, and that's the whole point, is that we have that power to do so, and it's actually a gift. And to deny that gift, and I'm just going to be like super clear and frank right now, to deny that gift, you are doing not only yourself a disservice, but you are keeping from the world whatever it is that you have to offer to help in the progression of our species as a whole. And once you realize that you have that power and you can change your life, it doesn't matter where you're starting from, because you're in the now, and from the now you can go forward to any destination that you would like to go to, right? It's not like you have to go backwards and change something. You know, you can make that point right here and go forward into anything fresh and new that you could see yourself doing. And once you know how to navigate your way to that, there will be no stopping you in anything that you want to see or desire to have in your life, because you'll be able to set that point in your future and then navigate your way to it by, habit forming choices and decisions and things like that, mindset shifts,
So one of
lifestyle changes.
one of the words that I've come to resonate with for myself is a guide. Right, is guide. I have the ability to help guide people. That's what you were just talking about. Is and the work and the things that you have the ability to do. You're guiding somebody. They're still doing the work. They're still doing all right. It's their world, their work, their mind, their body, their all that. It's still them, but you're guiding them through that tunnel to get to where they want to have that life or whatever it is in them. And I, that's for myself. I use the word guide. I can help guide people to that.
Yeah.
Be that light.
Yeah. And that's the importance of having someone to guide you, is because when you get to that point of chaos, I was just talking about this the other day, that's where so many people lose sight of what they had cast out, their future vision that they wanted to achieve. And if you don't have someone guiding you through that chaotic moment to help you continue to push forward and press forward through it to the other side, and I talk about this so often about the rug, and when you're pressing through the fabric of our time and space, it becomes very chaotic, like the back of a rug. And then once you push through to the other side and you turn around, that's where you see the entire picture clear and
that's where you see the beauty.
Yeah. But so many people get lost in the chaos, and that's where they end up failing or falling short or something, which can also be really beautiful because it lets us know our weak points and what we could possibly strengthen. So, it's all just a beautiful ride and a beautiful journey.
Yes. But the rugs, I recently called it the squeeze.
The squeeze.
The squeeze, and what does the needle do? It squeezes through the fabric, right? You're squeezing through. There's, I call it the squeeze. It's that funnel in the hourglass, right?
Yeah.
Where all that pressure is. And that's the other thing, right? There's a lot of pressure there.
Yeah.
And that's the other nice thing about having a guide with you, is when you have all that pressure, right? People can know what to do with it.
Because that's when people want to fall back. And that is the most, that's the most important time when you have to really push forward. Because if you don't, then you don't have enough force to go through to the other side. And then so many people end up blocked and stuck. And then you have to go and
they're frustrated.
All that energy again to push through.
Yes. So if you're feeling frustrated, I remember this in my past. If you feel frustrated, you look at that. Why do you feel frustrated?
Yeah.
Because that means you're not living in harmony and you're not living in alignment. Frustration. I remember that now. It's coming back to me.
Yep, that's one of those negative emotions, and you can really use those negative emotions to guide yourself through.
Yes. Speak on that a little bit.
Yeah, the emotional guidance system. That's how you can gauge whether you are moving closer or further away from where your heart, your higher being, your biggest potential, your greater good, however you want to put it, wants you to be. Because if you're feeling these negative emotions, you're either distancing yourself or you're beginning to set up resistance in your life, and that's why you feel negatively. Because you feel that dissatisfaction, that frustration, that anger, that, this person is there anger already, so you have that shallow feeling of jealousy or all of these things that are going to actually, in turn, cause more resistance, more conflict, and moving you even further away. And this is where people snowball. Having a guide, again, they can help you recognize that, stop you, and you can begin to feed yourself all of the positive emotions and begin to, again, propel yourself forward towards where you want to be. And again, it'll snowball you in that direction once you build the momentum. It's a really pivotal moment, because some people, once they start feeling those negative emotions, or they feel like they're too far away, or they start putting that solid time frame constriction on something, or I didn't get it done by this time, and so then they start to feel negatively about things, if you have someone who can help you recognize those emotions in that moment and shift them, you will create like this massive change. And so many people, they stay here and they just fall backwards. But if you can go forwards and then you get out of it and get back on track and continue to move forward, and that's when the really beautiful things happen, because they show up in your life and you're like, yes, I am so glad that I passed that checkpoint and I kept going, because here it is and it's beautiful and it's just as wonderful and amazing and magical as I thought it was going to be.
I cannot relate to necessarily this, but you have children. Could you relate that?
You have children.
I do have children, but they did not come out of my body.
Okay.
Right?
All right, fair.
Okay. So, that, when that miracle, when that magic, when that manifestation shows up, and it is so beautiful and you've gone through this crap and the junk and all that stuff, the squeeze, the rub, right? When you've gone through all that, you've dealt with those negative emotions, and it is so beautiful. Would you say that it is comparable to childbirth?
Oh, 100%, yeah.
Okay.
It just is in a different way, obviously.
Okay.
I'd love to touch on ascension a little bit with that, because it like when you're going through a massive ascension process, especially when you're doing it very rapidly, it almost feels like you and your body are the baby passing through.
Yes,
again.
exactly. That's why I
It's
came up with this.
physically painful, so I
Yes.
don't experience it as me laboring a child, but as me as
Being
the
the
child,
child, yes.
being labored
Yes.
into the next.
Yes, totally.
Yes, and
Yes.
so with each ascension, that's when
The shit
the
hits
gifts
the fan.
have accelerated, become more strong, powerful, clear, whatever
Yes.
you want to say it, however
Yes.
you want to say it. With each level, a different thing has,
Occurred. Yes, and so that's one of the things I talk about is when you are, because life is a game, right? And you're on a level, and if you're on this level and and there seems to be a common occurrence. I ask my people, what is the lesson that you need to learn here so you can learn the lesson and move to the next level? See, one of the things that for myself is now when I get to a new level, I'm asking the question quicker. What do I need to learn here? What do I need to learn here? Why am I here? Why am I here? So I can get that lesson and move on. And you had talked about, the ascension process and being rapid. That's, one of the things I talk about is I can collapse time for people.
Yeah.
Boom.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? And it sucks on the physical body because you're doing this 85%, 90% work, and you're going from there to there, and your physical body hits a wall. Boom.
Yeah.
And it hurts.
Yeah.
But it's so cool.
Yeah, but that's when the most powerful transformations happen, though.
I know.
So when you can, and especially when you can intentionally make those moments happen, because so many times life forces people into those moments, and then they have to be reactive about whatever the situation is. And if you can be proactive on your life and kind of create those moments for yourself, that's when you can create your own growth and really radically shift your life, like you said, like that. So many people refer to them as like quantum leaps and things like that.
But
it can be, it doesn't have to be like this big labeled thing, because people experience it and go through it through so many different ways.
Right. So Bob Proctor, who I've studied, talks about there's two ways to impress upon the subconscious. One is traumatic impact or traumatic event happening, right? Somebody gets in a car crash and boom. And so now there's some things that are impacted into their subconscious in a traumatic event. The other item is constant repetition over time will also impact the subconscious.
Yes.
And you're talking about you can cause your own growth, right?
Yeah, like you were talking about collapsing time for people. When you can point yourself in the direction that you want to go in, instead of life forcing you in a certain direction in order to grow. Because life will give us opportunities to grow all the time, every single day. will give us an opportunity to develop a part of ourselves. It will give us an opportunity to grow a certain part that we may be lacking in. You know, say someone is an impatient person. Oh, the universe will provide you some opportunities where you're
Here, let this car pull in front of
standing
you.
in line, or yes,
I'm feeling attacked.
being in traffic. And when you create those opportunities for yourself, you can intentionally grow, and that's when you can really direct yourself and choose where you want to go, where you want to end up, instead of life choosing for you, instead of being a victim to your circumstances and your life situation or whatever it is that has happened.
Pretty cool, huh?
You can then, take the reins of your own life and make those decisions and
Respond how you so desire.
yeah.
And that's why it's important to write things down. How do I want my life to look? Write it down. And
Yes, exactly. To write it down is to make a plan, and then once you learn how to push yourself in that direction
I'm not
with
going to.
actionable steps and habits and
Yep, I'm not going to get angry when that car pulls in front of me. So, anyway, we're going to take a quick break here, everybody. We're going to go on break, listen to some music, and we'll be back here in a few. Talk to you soon. No, they do. Quit carrying around so much crap. Let that stuff go. Forgive people.
Hold up.
Okay, go ahead.
Hold up. Titus, were you just challenging us to unload the crap?
Yes.
Was that what's going on?
Yes.
Yeah, because I see everything got kind of quiet and dead for a second. Like, what? Listen, man. We all got nonsense. We all have trash. We all have an overload of unnecessary shit in our lives. And we don't want to be honest about the shit. We don't want to just come clean and just clean it up. We're not trying to go and do those things on a regular basis. We'd rather just go ahead and put it in the closet. And that's where that skeletons in the closet comes from.
Yep. Sweep it under the rug.
Yeah, so just hide. Don't confront, don't face the situation. Stand it down. But when you do stand it down sometimes, people are repugnant. And that's what brings that fear into society. That's what brings that to us to be like, okay, I can't exactly say I did this, or I did this, or I did this. Because what are all of them going to say?
Yeah.
And that's usually how it goes. That's why society is fearful like it is. That's why it can be controlled and mandated how it is.
Being human is ugly.
Disgusting.
Right?
Disgustingly ugly.
We stink, we pick our nose, we fart, right? Whatever. We sweat.
oh
Being-
yeah, humans are
Humans are, we kind of have a little bit of bile to us. So, anyway, quit trying to be perfect here, but go be perfect there and do
Yeah.
some work out there.
But still, too, it's taking that radical responsibility. Like, you have to take that first for yourself.
Love it. Radical responsibility. Take ownership. Explain
Yeah,
more.
you have the power to make the choice. You can animate your own body, right?
Yep.
So if you control your mind and you master your mind and you have power over your mind and you have power over your body,
Yep.
you can go in any direction you want to go into.
It's true. That's true. But you could still be an actor doing that.
You're acting now.
Yeah.
You are acting this moment. It's a narrative.
You can wear
I
many
don't
different
know.
masks.
What if it's really you though?
It is really you. You decide what you really you is.
But there's no act. There's no act. That's just natural.
I feel that you can rewrite the story. That you can rewrite the. Like I feel like Phoenixx right here. We could completely change your narrative, and you could be a completely different person tomorrow in 20 minutes.
But would that sincerely be me?
Yes, because you can reprogram your mind, and there are ways to do it radically in an hour's time frame.
Is that right though?
It is, and it's lasting too. The way that they're discovering it
Hold on,
with your
what?
superconscious is.
Glad we got to this shit.
It's been.
Hey,
It took me a minute to process it. I was like,
Dude,
what
you
just
can- you can-
happened?
that's so
You
tight.
can recreate yourself.
You can, and that's so tight. But what if you're just doing it based on the fact that you have to keep up with the standards of today, of society?
Then you're doing it for the wrong reason.
For the wrong reason, but hold on.
And it's shallow.
It still might be you, though.
It's shallow.
Because you
It's
really
still-
reprogrammed yourself
you
into
are
that
correct.
bullshit.
You are correct. And it's shallow life. It's shallow, has no depth.
We can't do that, brother.
Well, no.
We can't do that.
But you write the story, you write the
And
narrative.
when I say we, I mean my clan. I'm saying we're like the Foot Clan that's not evil. Facts. We're trying to be that big. That big. The Foot Clan is not evil. Like, we really just need to be out here, inspire people. Like, glow is everything in just a different word, brother. Why do you think I'm so down with it? Why you're embraced as a family member? Like, where you're an inspiration to
Thank
people.
you.
To people, fam. That's real talk. But that's because you're telling them to do something positive. It's not because you're faking who you are. Because I know Titus, man. Titus ain't shit, and Titus is everything. In a nutshell. Real talk. Real talk. And that's me keeping
I
it real.
think that
with my
about
brother.
sums it up.
You know what I'm saying? That part.
Man, that warms my heart, bro. Right there. Right there.
You already know.
My heart.
I ain't gonna come on here and lie. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna come on here and lie. But yeah, we gotta get it in. Facts.
Do you know the heart produces more electricity than the mind? And they talk about how powerful our mind is. When you discover your heart and you start to operate there, and you have the heart-mind connection, check that out. Do you know about the heart-mind connection? Can you speak on
Why
that?
don't you tell me about it, Titus?
Anyway, it's freaking awesome. So let's move on.
What? We're
Recreating. Recreating.
All right.
Let's have some fun.
Recreating. Ooh, yes, that is very fun.
Green.
Right?
Yep.
What are you creating?
At the moment, I'm attempting to create a legacy, but it's a legacy for all of humanity.
Nice. Would you
Yeah.
would you consider that your C-type goal?
Based on what you defined a C-type goal of, yes,
Okay.
as.
Yes. So, what is your dream vision? What is your far-reaching? What is the end, boom, grand finale, dream goal of yours?
I gotta make them remember. You need to remember what honor looked like. You need to remember what integrity looked like. You need to remember what truth looked like. Even if it's ugly. Even if it's ugly. It doesn't matter what it is. You need to realize I'm trying to make these people remember through the voices of all of y'all. Through the voices of all my loved ones. Make them remember what sincerity looks like, bro.
Yeah.
Sincerity is key. Like, if whatever you're doing, it don't matter what you're saying, what you're doing, how you're living, what you tell other people. If people can't find sincerity again, the world is doomed. And that's what it looks like as is right now. But we can save the world, literally change the world and save the world through sincerity.
Yeah,
Just be for real about it, though.
yeah, teaching people how to
No
find
hiding,
their
no
authentic-
mask, kill all the faketivity
Yeah.
and all the nonsense. Come real.
So, if, when, whatever, the world gets rocked, that some people suppose is going to happen in a year, 2 years,
Whatever
25,
they say. Whatever they say.
whatever. If suppose the world got rocked like that, right? They would be at that point, right? They would be real.
No, they'd be wanting. They'd be wanting. If it happened in a year, everybody would be damn near wanting. It'd be a small, very small portion of us that was like, yep, told you so.
It's come, yeah.
But
So go ahead.
if not, and it's 5, 10, 15 years off, whatever it may be, we can still prepare ourselves and prepare the generations to live more sincere.
Yeah.
Be honest about who you are, what you want, how you want to live. How can you be mad at somebody if somebody just outright tells you, man, listen, man, I'm a piece of shit. I don't never want to be that. Anything what you're talking about. I just want to be this, and this. If somebody is like steadfast to that point, that's a form of sincerity that most people don't want to fucking deal with. Facts. It's scary. It's like, oh shit. People like this exist for real, for real.
You do.
They really do.
Hey, but guess what? You can separate those situations and you can build. You can build. You can build off of shit like that. People telling the truth. You can build off the truth. You can't build off a lie.
No. Yeah. You can't build off a lie. Well, the lie just gets bigger.
But that's not
Eventually
building.
it'll
That's
come
building.
with
That's
that.
destruction.
Yeah.
That's destruction.
Right?
That's destruction. You might as well just wear that shit and just be done with it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
This is.
Oh, this what it is? Okay,
Passion
cool.
So I heard this story about the hurricane. So I was telling somebody how I went and served during the Hurricane Katrina Andrew in Miami, and they went and hired homeless people to teach people how to live because everything was devastated, and the homeless people knew how to live in that situation, wherein the normal society people were lost.
What year was that?
92, 93.
That sounds crazy.
Indeed. I was there. I was just a baby.
Yeah, just a baby.
Just a baby.
Yeah, I was serving in the National Guard.
Mom's looked out. She looked out. She got us through that shit.
Yeah.
But I hear about that after the fact. Like things like Andrew, El Nino, and like crazy storms. Like I went through my own just growing up. But because when you live in Florida, you live with hurricanes.
Yeah.
That's period. Any year it could go down.
No big deal.
Yeah.
Ain't no bad thing. So we were going to talk about the superconscious. Let's talk about the superconscious.
All right, let's talk about the superconscious.
What do you know about
This is
it?
gonna be fun, actually, to be honest, because
Nice.
who knows what we may discover in this room tonight with the superconscious.
Okay. Take us through the exercise.
Oh, I don't have any exercise because I'm not a trained person, but I've been through some experiences with it that
Okay.
were, if anything,
Titus, what
but
is
divinely timed, right? Because coincidences, they don't really exist, and they happen.
Big facts.
Yeah. And it came together so beautifully.
What
And then I
did-
had the opportunity to actually have an in-person experience with it, but it was still remote.
Okay.
So, I don't even, it's like, because it's not the subconscious.
No way.
Are there people on there?
Wave!
Was she even live?
Yeah, there's like been people just like
somebody was
popping
waving.
in and out.
That's why I was like, way back.
Wave.
Thanks for joining us.
Yeah.
Anyway.
No, dive in though. Real talk.
Yeah.
Real talk. Let's get to it. Because
About the superconscious. Okay, so it's not,
what is it to you?
to me, I would say that it's like outside. Because I haven't really developed a full form in my mind even about what it is. Because I know that it's not my subconscious mind, and it's no part of my conscious brain, obviously. But it's still a part of me, but it's like up here, but it is still connected to my body through my mind and then out,
Okay.
as we exist.
Mm-hmm. So would you say it would be the bigger one conscious?
It's just kind of a level above, but still part of that system. So it's almost like an awareness that the system continues. So like our brain and our neurological system, we only know it as our physical brain inside of our heads, right? And then connected to our spinal cord and all of our nerves and things that go through our bodies to move and connect ourselves. So to me, it feels like it's a new awareness that it is still extends. There's more to it. We're
Yes.
discovering that there is more
Yes.
to our minds and our brains and our consciousness and what animates us and what we're connected to and how we're connected to it, whatever it may be, source. When you talk about the universe, God, life force, the chi, the ness, all of the things.
Yep.
So it's just the awareness and the discovery of the next level. So I believe a lot of it came out of where was it? New Zealand, South Africa, Australia area. There's a lot of spiritual stuff going on down there with the super conscious. And they've been training a lot of spiritual leaders down there, like light workers and things like that. And right now it's kind of coming out the forefront, the leading edge into the mainstream to kind of show, because now they have the data to back it up, to kind of show like this is what is capable, this is what we're doing, this is how we're doing it. And then they're training people to grow it and expand it and reach more people to access these parts of their brain and their consciousness. Because once you connect and you tap into infinite intelligence and you connect to that source of energy and that ether, you are all knowing. The information will just come into you, and especially when you tap into your superconscious, you can then shift, especially these traumatic events that are keeping so many people stuck and stagnant in their lives. They keep going through the cycles, not even really being aware that they're going through these cycles. And then they can shift them and shape them and heal them literally instantly. But they do have to choose.
If they choose.
They do have to travel the timeline first.
And they do have to choose,
yes.
right? Because if you, like any miracle, right? Like any miracle, you have to believe and you have to choose. And if you say, okay, I'm going to be healed or I'm going to get through this in 10 months, it's going to take you 10 months. You can also say, I'm going to get through this in 10 minutes and get through it in 10 minutes. You decide. They're talking, I was watching Greg Braden. He was talking about the Bible code and how in it there's all these things that says, you decide, you decide, you decide. God gave us free will. You decide. It's your life. You decide. Live it. How are you going to live? Make a choice. Make a decision. Got me fired up.
Man, I'm about to go all the way left with this shit, bro.
Yeah, let us have it.
Like,
I'd love to hear
you
it.
talking about the
This is great.
super conscious business, like,
Yeah.
bro, what? Then if we talking super conscious, you got to be talking about God mode.
Yeah. God mode, I like that.
It's a different plane. It's
God
a different
mode.
plane. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like it's got to be that. If it's super conscious, if they're down here
But
making
it's a
studies
connection
about
to
the
it
shit.
still here, but a connection to it here, and then access to the higher.
But hold on. What if it's not that at all? What if it's not that at all, Mo? And I'm not trying to be combative. I'm not trying to go against anything you said.
Please go ahead.
What I'm saying is, what if it's a situation to where it's really right off in here, right off in the core, really like off in the sternum,
Yeah.
in your spirit, like it's a different connection. Children have no knowing or anything of faith when they're born, right? Like that is taught. Religion is taught, right?
Religion is taught.
Religion is taught.
Religion is taught, yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But hold on. The spirit's still there.
All the time.
So once that spirit taps into everything else, everything, and when I say everything else from this here, tangible,
Yep.
you know what I'm saying?
Yep,
All this,
the bottom.
right?
Mhm.
Everything out there,
Yep. All encompassing.
earth, you know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
once you go to
encompassing.
touching different things with this and here,
Yeah.
and you're in tune, once you begin to be able to manipulate things outside of self through this, is that not super conscious?
Have you done the spoon bending and fork bending yet?
I'm gonna do that. I do people bending and mass moving.
Yeah, man, it works
Yeah.
the same. Because once you can turn that
Exactly.
switch in
It
your
do.
brain,
It
yeah, everything
do.
becomes malleable. Everything.
So this is for me. So you were talking earlier about going into the future and programming and fixing things future wise, right? And you said you don't necessarily have to go in the past. For me, I look at it more like a puff of smoke, and you know how like you put out a candle and it kind of has that little smoke thing. That's kind of how I see God and timeline. And you can actually go backwards and rewrite the code and put healing back there as well.
Yeah.
Right, so you can go into the past, rewrite the code and bring healing there, and then come back here and keep moving forward.
Yep.
God mode.
So
Yeah.
you can go both directions.
Yes. Absolutely.
I just love you so much.
God mode.
Thanks, Titus. I love you too. I know, right? It's because we can talk about this stuff.
Boom!
It's just like, this is the
Yeah,
natural
you
way
want a
because this
commercial
is
break?
the awareness
Yeah,
we
we
have
can
now.
do a commercial break.
The commercial break game is going down, y'all.
I think we're still live.
Oh, yeah, we gonna kill that too. Listen, y'all got to wait too. Motherfucker. Y'all got to
Don't
wait
worry,
too. This is
we
real.
will be
God mode, man.
back because this
Glow.
is how we do
Growth
it.
and development.
Right? Get some.
Welcome back. Glow Growth and Development. Is it midnight? That's old people. I'm not old. I'm young. Somebody said the other day, they asked me, they said, what's your anti-aging formula? And I said, I see it. I see it. How do you see it?
You asking me, bro?
Yes, sir.
All right. I don't really care how it sounds, but my anti-aging situation is I'm here on limited time anyway. I'm here to deliver a message. I'm here to handle business. I'm here to motivate the defenders. And it's gonna be like that. I'll be on my way. So I'm like Peter Pan, baby. I
Yeah.
don't get old.
Tinkerbell.
Ideal. Some people are ideals.
Okay.
Some people are like literally embodying ideal.
Everybody embodies an ideal.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that. But, you know, if you strive for it, you do. You truly do. That's the God mode. That's the stuff we was talking about earlier.
So what would you do, how would you encourage our listeners, how would you encourage the people to, what would you encourage them, what would be the first thing you would encourage them to do?
Stay steadfast.
And what?
Don't deviate from what you say you are, who you say you are, what it is that you plan to do.
What if they don't know who they are?
Well, in that case, you know what? Let's go back to truth. Become real with yourself. Because once you get real with yourself, then the things that you're projecting to others, to the masses, that means so much, keep your opinion to yourself if it's not in line with yourself. You know what I'm saying? Figure it out and then talk to the people. That's where social media and the internet and everything else got us messed up, because anybody can just say anything, even if they don't mean it. Let me just post real quick. Incite some people into some nonsense.
Well, the word you just used there was incite, right? Incite is, to me, is a low vibration, a negative vibration.
It is. And, yeah,
right?
and listen, a lot of things on social media are low vibration. If people only just looked at it and seen what it was for. Like if you could portion off, like, what's the word? I know it's a real term. Like
Compartmentalize?
not even that one, but that's closer to what I'm talking about. Either way, like if you can just put Facebook on a setting or put Instagram on a setting and just put everything on a setting to where it's just only things that you would be okay with seeing. And you can't really do that. They make it seem like you can, but you can't really do that. You're still gonna see some bullshit.
Right.
So, like, if you could do that, it'd be a different situation with the internet. But it's so important and it's so instrumental in the way that we make money, the way that we interact with each other. Like, you got people that won't even meet somebody if they don't have social media. Because it's like, you're weird. You don't have it. You're a fucking weirdo. Right?
Interesting.
That's real, though. I'm not lying.
Okay.
I swear,
They use the social media to like authenticate you as like a person, as like a real person, and if you don't, then like, yeah.
If you're not
It's
with
got,
the
like,
robots
this weird,
or
like,
whatever the fuck it is,
stigma on it.
it's that bad. It's that
It's
bad.
like an exclusion.
It's that bad.
I've never
Like
been
the
one.
social media
I've never
exclusion.
been one to really be included and never give
But-
about being
Yeah.
included, so I don't ever pay attention to that.
But it's real though, because
Okay.
you might hear something like that, and of course, Titus, you ain't gonna give a fuck.
No.
I'm like, me neither. Me neither. But at the same time, that's really a thing though.
Yeah.
That's really something in this day and age, in this society that we deal in, and the things that we're trying to inspire, we're trying to glow, we're trying to do all the things we're trying to do. they don't fully understand us, bro.
No,
They don't.
I know they
They
don't.
don't. So we have to simplify. We must simplify for them
Okay.
and get it together.
Okay, simplify. Okay. So let me tell a quick little story. Because we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I remember standing alone, like in 4th and 5th grade. Right? You're talking about inclusions and so on and so forth. I remember from an early age that I felt different, or unique, or special. Right? I heard somebody the other day say, he says to me, okay, he says, I'm gonna say something kind of funny. You might not understand. He goes, I'm special. I said, I know you're special. And he looked at me like, you get that? I'm like, damn right, I get it. I know you're special. I see it. I see me. I know me. You want to know your neighbor better? Know yourself.
Figure it out.
What's that golden rule? Right? Do unto others as you do unto yourself, or better. Anyway.
Treat everybody else like you want to be treated, man. Like
Yeah.
Mom and them told
Yeah.
you. The school people told you that.
Kindness.
Your nurse told you that when you got into a fight. Everything at the school at recess. Like, it went down like this. If we have to simplify it for the listeners all the way down to the core of simplifying.
Okay.
Facts.
So, what would be first step from where a listener is now to get them to even think or to start seeking or to start looking, or a traumatic effect? That's what happened to me, right? That's my life was, I'm like, something's going down here. I need to start looking. And I started seeking and asking questions, and boom, light bulb goes on. I don't know about you. What are your thoughts?
Oh man, yeah, from a very, very young age, always knew
See?
something was
You are unique
peculiar,
about yourself.
something
Yes.
peculiar.
What was
Yes.
that? What was that?
Just grew and developed from there.
Are you just, so we make these movies, that
Don't save her.
Huh?
Don't save her.
Don't what?
Don't save her.
Saber.
Yeah, you just tried to save her.
What, Saber what?
No, you just tried to save her from the answer.
Oh, her?
Yeah. She said knew from a young age and from a very long time ago something was peculiar.
Yeah.
Something was different.
Yeah.
All right. You tried to slide into something new.
No, I was gonna,
But I asked her though.
Okay.
Before you said what you said.
Okay.
I asked her, what was that? What was peculiar? What was different? What did you notice that could differentiate you from everybody else and make you worthy of telling the people? When I say the people, that means the masses. Something.
Well,
Why does your voice matter?
Tell us about an early age. What happened? Tell us about that early age that you talked about.
I don't think my voice has ever really mattered. But when I was young, I would change channels of dreams in my mind. And people always thought that was weird. But it was so vivid. And that was always something I carried with me. It's just that very lucid dreaming. But I remember it from a very young age, when it was still, unaltered. But when you guys talked about the trauma, that it makes that veil so much thinner. So, beginning at a very young age, all the trauma, there was a very thin veil.
So you could relate to everybody else in a sense. Because a lot of people have trauma and they don't say it.
Oh, everybody has some
Yeah.
sort of trauma. They were, okay.
You
Here-
just changed.
okay.
Your whole face just changed
Okay.
when I said that shit.
Okay, listen. Everybody has had trauma. And here's how I'll prove it. You were born. Coming out of the womb is trauma. Boom. Carry on.
Yeah, but when you're a baby, you forget.
Titus, baby.
But there are ways to remember again. There are ways to remember again. And it's to go through those processes you were talking about earlier, where you are the baby as an adult, though, being birthed into
Reborn,
the next thing.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
you do get to have that remembering again.
Yeah. We are talking some powerful stuff. So implementing some of our conversation into your world, into your life, speaking, just using the words will change your life. right? The words that we are speaking, just your words are powerful. Change your world by changing your words. And anyway.
Change your world by changing your words. That's exactly right. Words
Glow,
are
growth, and
powerful.
development. Each
Words
and
are
every
very,
week.
very powerful.
Each and every week, whenever we feel like it, it's going down. Just
That's
like
right.
that.
I'm dropping in on
Shout out
you.
Big Titus, baby. Real talk, man. Neighborhood friend.
I love you guys.
Live in the building. It's going down just like that. Family Flavor, the World Broadcasting Network. You know what time it is.
Yes. Namaste.